I was watching the debates for what I believe are the two most interesting races, Senate races in our country. I watched the debate in Florida between former Florida House Speaker Marco Rubio, Florida Governor Charlie Crist, and Congressman Kendrick Meek. I watched the debate also in Pennsylvania, between former Representative Pat Toomey and current Congressman Joe Sesack. And I found both debates extremely interesting. And I believe that Toomey and Rubio are some of the best that the Republican Party has to offer this year. In the Florida debate, I think that Floridians have been presented with a very clear choice in the race for Senate. As you know, I'm a Rubio supporter. I hope Rubio wins. And what reinforces this is now that Rubio has been bold. He says that he's going to, he has laid out a specific plan to fix Social Security, to lower taxes, and he has said that he wants to stop the spending in Washington. Now, Charlie Crist wants to spend more money, give more tax cuts, and keep Social Security the way it is. That doesn't work. Okay, that is not an agenda. You have to do certain things differently to achieve results. You cannot continue to have tax cuts, spending increases, and keep Social Security the same. The country would go bankrupt, and it wouldn't work. Rubio believes that tax cuts would help to promote economic growth, which I agree with to an extent, but you also have to have spending cuts. And you also have to knock down barriers for small businesses, which is also done through tax credits. So Mr. Rubio has the most pro-growth agenda for Florida's working families and seniors. And Charlie Crist is pandering to the people of Florida and the people of this country. He's not offering a solution. Kendrick Meek is simply part of the problem in Washington. I think Floridians will certainly give him a third place finish in the race. Now, in Pennsylvania, I find it interesting how Joe Sesack is trying to compare Pat Toomey to others, yet Pat Toomey has really not embraced others, but has really run his own agenda. And Joe Sesack's tried to show that Pat Toomey's an extremist. But let's take a look at the facts here. When Joe Sesack voted for the $787 billion spending program, said he would vote for $1 trillion. Was that extreme or mainstream? Extreme. When Joe Sesack voted for the government-regulated health care plan, was that extreme or mainstream? That's extreme. When Joe Sesack supported trying terrorist suspects here on our soil instead of Guantanamo, was that extreme or mainstream? That's extreme. The reality is that Sesack is running on desperate attacks because Sesack has nothing else to run on. And Toomey accurately said Sesack is afraid of his record, so he attacks Toomey's record. Joe Sesack's an honorable man. He served this country well in uniform, but he's one of the most liberal members of Congress. And I don't think that the voters of Pennsylvania, the voters of this country, would accept somebody who's voted to spend billions of dollars, who voted for the stimulus package, which did not create jobs, and somebody who's opposed to keeping taxes at the same rates they are now, if not lowering them.